exists in our society today is by electing the People's Progressive Party Civic to government on March the 2nd. They are campaigning on a slogan, "Don't stop the progress." Let us examine this statement, and I want to say these guys are shameless. The campaign force on dignity and honesty, which has been dismantled already, and then to use a tagline, "Don't stop the progress." Let us remember and recall what took place over the last 5 years. Over the last 5 years, bauxite export earning fell by 6.4 billion. Infant mortality, that is babies dying, increased by 160%. Children below 5 dying, increased by 40%. Non-performing loan, that is people who can't afford to service their loan at the bank, has increased by almost $15 billion. 30,000 persons have lost their jobs. $118 billion has been squandered from government deposit and our gold reserves. Private investment in the forestry sector fell by 70%. Our forestry sector has contracted by close to $18 billion. This is the reality of the Guyana we live in today. So what progress are they talking about? What progress are they campaigning that we should not stop? It is clear. It is clear from all the facts that our country has regressed in the last 5 years. You know it. You feel it in your pocket every day. Many of you must have someone who you're connected to who would have either lost their job or cannot get a job over the last 5 years. So what is the progress that they don't want to stop? My brothers and sisters, this slogan should be, "Let us stop this regress by re-electing the People's Progressive Party Civic to government." This government has a serious problem. Even analyzing the facts, they believe that this is progress. They believe that after thinking $18 million was a gift, that is progress. After leaving a minimum of $55 billion as a result of incompetence and corruption at the negotiation desk, they think that is progress, then we have serious problem. So by their very slogan, by their very understanding of what constitutes progress, what constitutes honesty, and what constitutes dignity, we should get rid of them. And on March 2nd, we are going to get rid of them when we elect the People's Progressive Party to the government. My friends, this area is a very important area for the future development of our country. I want to ask you a very simple question. Most of the activities relating to oil and gas, most of those activities connected with the shore-based facility, with the development of the shore-based facility, how many jobs were created from this community with the shore-based facility? How many of the young people from this community who are the closest to the shore-based opportunity were employed? What this tells you is that there is a misguided approach to ensuring local content. There is a misguided approach to ensure that the opportunities from the oil and gas sector reaches the people of our country. And that is why one of the first things we have to do is to ensure we visit all these communities and we enable you by training, by investing in you to ensure that the jobs and benefits of the oil and gas come to Guyanese first. As we move forward, there are many, many things that has to be done that will be directly linked to this area. Take, for example, in our manifesto, we are talking about the implementation of an urban improvement program. An urban improvement program that not only will focus on roads, better water, drainage, health, and garbage collection, but an urban improvement project that will focus on social issues and economic issues to ensure that the communities are vibrant, to ensure we upgrade the communities and raise the status of the community so the asset value will increase. Can you imagine how close you are connected to the shore base? The real value of your asset should be spiking upwards. But it can only spike upwards if you have the right social and economic condition existing within the community. So in order for us to do this, we will have to embark on an urban development plan that will transform life and livelihood in these communities. My brothers and sisters, the new superhighway that we're talking about from the airport, coming all the way, going all the way to Golden Grove, this will create tremendous opportunities. This highway will find its way all the way to Enmore, opening up opportunities on the East Coast and East Bank, and it will be connected to you here. The opening up of new lands brings with it opportunity for housing, opportunity for industrial development, opportunity for manufacturing, opportunity for warehousing, opportunity that must come to you, the people first. So these investments are linked to job creation. These investments are linked to economic empowerment. These investments are linked to the upliftment of your community and the creation of higher value assets. In addition to the new superhighway, we are talking about investment that will see a specialty hospital in Georgetown, a hospital that will be able to give the best possible care, the most specialized care to people right here in Guyana. You will recall that we had already secured the financing for a specialty hospital when we had a minority in Parliament and the government cut that out of the budget. A government today that claim that they care for the people. A government that claim they care for the people. But when they had control of the Parliament, what did they do with that control? They stifled development. They cut schools. They cut healthcare programs. They cut the specialty hospital. And they cut jobs. We are going to fix this on March the 2nd when we are re-elected with a convincing majority with your support. The future for our young people in this community is one that is exciting. It is one that will give access by investment in infrastructure to world-class educational facility. We're talking about the building of an international center of excellence for biodiversity study, for environmental study, an institute of hospitality management, an institute for the study of oil and gas, and of course, specialized development and training in the knowledge economy to support the ICT sector. These are the investments that will generate new types of jobs, stronger jobs, more sustainable jobs, and jobs that will give you higher income. We are also embarking on a plan and a program that would see those young people who would have dropped out of secondary school. It is not that they're not interested in education, but they may be more technically oriented. We are going to embark on a national program and plan to train them, equip them, and place them in various segments of the economy so that they can get jobs. In looking at the oil and gas sector, there are three areas that we must address. These three areas are transparency and accountability, proper management of the resources, and securing the resource for future generation. To do this, we have to have proper contract management, ensure that local companies are not excluded from the development because of the way the contracts are constituted. We have to ensure that there are proper legislations and regulation to safeguard the resources of oil and gas, and to ensure it is spent properly for the development and upliftment of the lives of people. We have to ensure that we build the capability and capacity of our people here so that the sector can be managed by Guyanese, so that we can ensure the sector has national Guyanese management. We have to look at a model agreement, a model agreement in terms of production sharing. And we have to ensure that we provide the training so that young people will benefit from the opportunities. We have to return to the LCDS. The LCDS has a possibility of earning for us more than $500 million US. The LCDS would allow us to invest more in education, healthcare, to invest more in microcredit, to support young entrepreneurs, to help in reducing the interest rate for housing, for commercial loans, for business loans. These are things that are important for us to expand businesses, for us to create new businesses. We have to have easier access to capital. We have to have loans that carry low interest rate, and we have to ensure that our programs, our housing programs, for example, benefit every segment of the Guyanese population. These are the things that will make a real difference. These are the things that will bring real changes and create real opportunities for our people. When we talk about housing, it is not only the creation of house lot, it is ensuring we build sustainable communities by having investment in industries that will create jobs to sustain life in the communities. These are the important things that we must address. We must be able to reduce the cost of power. The cost of electricity is too high. That is why we have committed in the manifesto to the investment in a new 400 megawatts of power to ensure not only you have reliable power, not only to ensure you have less blackouts, but we have to ensure that the cost of electricity come down. And that is why we're going to go back to the hydro so the cost of electricity can come down by as much as 50% in the next 5 years. This is what is going to put back more money in your pocket. This is what is going to ensure that the cost of living comes down. This is what is going to ensure that we motivate investment in the manufacturing sector to come here. And when we are talking about putting back money in your pocket and putting back money in the communities. There are a number of things that we have to do. First of all, we have to reverse those more than 200 taxes. By doing that alone, we will be returning $91 billion to the pockets of Guyanese. We have to increase and achieve the target of 50,000 jobs so that we'll have more disposable income, so we'll have more spending in the economy. And if you have more spending, much. You see, as soon as we talk about reducing electricity costs, what happened? So we have to reverse those more than 200 taxes that will put back $91 billion in your pocket. We have to create that 50,000 jobs. We have to bring back the $10,000 per child and increase it to $50,000 per child. We have to ensure that we have a transportation system that supports every child, that ensure every child goes to school, and economic condition is not a hindrance to education. We also have to ensure that we develop an entrepreneurial program that would enable young people to get access to preferential access to commercial land, help them with financing so they can open up opportunities. These are the things that are important. We have to support our pensioners by doubling their pensions, making their pensions $40,000 per month. But that is not all. We have to ensure our pensioners also, in addition to having a double pension, they have access to good health care, because there is no sense increasing the pension and the health care is as is worse. We have to ensure our hospitals and our health centers are staffed with professional health workers. We have to ensure that they have adequate medical supplies and medication so they can meet the needs of our people, especially the elderly. To help them also, we have to return the subsidy on water and electricity. Just take a look at your water bill since January. You will see that very quietly, this government has increased water rate by almost 200%. And in addition to that, they have added VAT on water. We are going to remove the VAT on water and electricity. We are going to invest in our education system to bring university education to your doorstep through distance and online training. But more than that, we are going to make University of Guyana education free of cost. In addition to this, we are going to grant 20,000 scholarships so that your children's aspirations to become doctors, lawyers, engineers, whatever the aspirations are, we must be able, with the resources that are coming our way, to support those aspirations and ensure they fulfill their dreams. We are talking about the removal of VAT on data, making internet cheaper, making cell phone calls cheaper with the liberalization of the sector. We are talking about taking off the taxes on cell phone and reducing the taxes on the importation of new vehicles. These are the things that will give you more money in your pocket. These are the things that will open up new opportunity for you. These are the things that will enable you to save more. And these are the things that will enable you to reprioritize your spending in the areas that are more essential to the upliftment of you and your families. And my brothers and sisters, one of the important aspects of the oil and gas sector is utilizing the resources to build our manufacturing and industrial sector. We have to build a world-class manufacturing sector. We have to build a world-class agro-processing sector. And we have to create industries in fertilizer, manufacturing of fertilizer, agrochemical. These are all downstream industry of oil and gas. But we can't just encourage the investment. We have to ensure we identify the opportunities to the people. And from now, we have to train you to meet the requirements so you can benefit from those opportunities. To do this, we have to spend money. We have to invest money on you, equipping you, training you, giving you the certification so that in 3 years' time, when the job comes, there will be no excuses as to why Guyanese must not get the job. We have to put Guyana first. We have to put the interests of Guyana first. We know that over the next 5 years, more than 4 new international hotels will be established in Guyana. But how can we service those hotels if we don't have an institute of hospitality management to train the people in hotel management, to train the service workers? These are things that your government will be doing. The next PPP civic government will be doing in preparation for the new opportunities in the new economy. And whilst we do all of this, we have to ensure we live in a safe society. We have to tackle the issue of crime. And to do this, we have to have greater partnership with communities. We have to support community development, identify vulnerable groups. We have to bring those vulnerable groups into training, give them opportunities in the economy. We have to identify at-risk areas and work on making those at-risk areas stronger. We have to modernize the police operation, equipment, technology, infrastructure, and the human resources. We have to ensure they're well-trained. They're well-trained in this new era of crime fighting. Oil and gas will bring more sophisticated type of crime. And to fight this, we have to provide adequate training for our men and women in uniform. We have to give them better working conditions, better salaries, but at the same time, we have to make them more accountable. We have to have greater involvement of civil society in crime fighting, in ensuring that the police force and all our men and women in uniform are accountable for their actions. We have to have an intelligence-led approach to crime fighting, and we have to ensure we support the families of those men and women in uniform so that they will know when they go out there and they risk their life, there is a system, a support system for their families at the end of the day. Many of them, when they go out there and risk their life, they leave their family at home. We have the experience of many of our brothers and sisters in the force who would have fallen in the fight against crime. What is the support system for their families? We have to fix this. We have to fix these things. And on March the 2nd, you'll be voting to fix these things. Tonight, my brothers and sisters, I've outlined to you a plan and a vision with clarity. I didn't come here to tell you about who should go in garbage bag. I didn't come here to ask you to jump up and you know, dance to music. I came here with a message for every Guyanese, a message that we as Guyanese are stronger together. Let us not be divided. In 2015, many persons fell to the propaganda on social media. They fell to the mischief. Let us not allow that to occur again. Let us be focused. This is a very important election. Let us not take anything for granted. There is too much at stake. Your children's future, your community future. Ask yourself a very simple question. Is my life better off today than 5 years ago? Have I saved more money today than I saved 5 years ago? The mining sector is worse off. The forestry sector is worse off. Bauxite is worse off. Shipping is worse off. Sugar is worse off. Rice is worse off. Where are we heading? We have to correct this. We have to correct this. And on March the 2nd, I appeal to all of you to put your X in a box next to the cup and return the People's Progressive Party to the government. It is very important that we listen to these messages, read the manifesto, and you decide. You have the choice. And when I say you, I'm not talking only to our supporters. I'm talking to all of Alexander Village and the surrounding communities. We have a plan for South Georgetown, a plan that will see the improvement of their life, a plan that will bring jobs for them also, a plan that will give all Guyanese an equal opportunity at the future. After March the 2nd, all of us must be winners, and all of us will be winners with the People's Progressive Party. I thank you, and God bless you.